Well, fire crews in New Haven say a woman jumped out of her apartment window to her death as she was trying to escape a raging fire. We first brought you the story as breaking news last night. Fox 61's Aaron Coogan returned this afternoon and talked to neighbors about their harrowing evacuation.
Well, it all happened at this 7-story apartment complex on Fountain Street. And while the fire started on the 5th floor, crews say when they arrived, folks throughout the building were seen dangling out of windows, calling for help and trying to escape the smoke and flames. Libby Ringel says it all started with a brief interruption to a quiet night on the couch.
And I was watching TV and I heard a weird noise. I thought it was the TV show. And it was a fire alarm. So I opened the door and smoke just rolled into my apartment.
A resident at the 200 Fountain Street apartment complex in New Haven, she said minutes turned to seconds as she realized her windows were blanketed in a thick plume of black smoke.
I saw fire at one window. There were people waving pillowcases, kind of hanging out of the window.
It was just after 8 o'clock Monday night. New Haven fire crews responded to calls of flames coming from the 5th floor of the complex. Neighbors say more than a dozen emergency units were dispatched. But before their arrival, evacuation efforts were well underway, with the evacuees themselves stepping up to help neighbors escape the burning building.
I looked up. The first thing I thought about was like, where's my mom? Where's my mom?
My next door neighbors both use walkers. And I knew that was going to be hard to get them down the steps. So went over and got my neighbors going and got out.
When crews arrived, this was the sight they were met with: billowing black smoke and people desperately hanging out of windows calling for help.
I feel bad for real because it's like I'm around this is my environment. It's like never wish this on nobody.
New Haven Fire Chief Dan Coughlin says despite their attempt to evacuate everyone to the school across the street, one woman jumped from her apartment window. She was rushed to the hospital where she later died. 3 others were also rushed to the hospital for smoke inhalation. Some folks were able to return to their apartment at the end of the night, but we did see state and local fire investigators remain on scene into the early morning to try and determine a cause. As we learn more, we're going to have it for you on air and online at fox61.com. Reporting in New Haven, Aaron Coogan, Fox 61.